Hello everyone and welcome to episode 3 of LoL Weekly. I am your host, Josh, or Solid, depending on how you know me. And I am ill. You may have already noticed, but I have had the most annoying cold ever recently. Which hasn't been great. But I'm putting on a show anyway, and I hope you guys enjoy. So yeah, let's get straight into this. LCS this week. Big things happen. This is the spring split. One. Anyway, I don't know if there'll be more, but they're calling it the spring split, I believe. I don't exactly know. It's quite confusing on their website for me anyway. But we did have some brilliant games and some really big upsets this week. Especially CLG and Dignitas lose in the first set. Both of them. Of course, I'm talking about the North American scene here. CLG and Dignitas losing their first games, both of them 2-1 in a best of 3. That's really not great. And they were playing against GGU and Vulcan, which are 5th and 6th place teams. And these guys didn't have a lot of luck against them. I mean, I don't know what to say. The games weren't massively close. They weren't massively excited. They were just them losing. And I feel really sorry for them because the games are good. Like, the games are interesting and good, but there were better games. These were just massive upsets, really. And I don't know what's happened to CLG and Dignitas, because CLG, in my opinion, used to be the best, easily. And Dignitas have always been there. I mean, who doesn't love Dignitas? You're insane if you don't, just because Dignitas is Dignitas. Who couldn't love Dignitas? Both of them losing the first sets. Not even making it to the semi-finals to face up against TSM and us. Not great. So, talking about the semi-finals in North America, curse. Oh curse, oh curse, oh curse. I did say last week that if they didn't whip up their ideas, then they would lose. And sure enough they did. To GGU, surprisingly. Yeah, GGU, a 5th place team, or 5th or 6th place team, beat Curse, who were number 1 up until week 10, where they lost their first place to TSM. This was bad by Curse. I have no idea what's happening to them now, but they are not performing well at all anymore. Whatever Curse has done, they need to just go back to the team that they, like, the state of mind their team was in before week 10, because they were dominating LCS before week 10, and now look at them. They're not doing great. They're doing miserably, honestly. Getting beaten by GGU, a 5th or 6th team. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love GGU. If there was a lower ranked team that I wanted to win this, it would have been GGU. Because they're an awesome team, they're unsponsored guys, they do a lot of interviews. Like, not just through LCS, but just as good people. And they have some really interesting playstyles. And they managed to take down Curse. And I love Curse. Again, I mean, not all of Curse, but I love Voyboy. He's, Voyboy. Been here forever. You should all know him. If you don't, go and look him up. Seriously. Okay. And, of course, TSM, the other top 2, getting straight into the semis, beats Vulcan, putting them down to the match for 3rd. No real surprise there. TSM have been performing amazingly. And I'm not saying this because I'm biased. I'm saying this because they have been like, amazing. So good. They've been performing much better as a team, even though they're still relying on Reggie to really hold their team together. With the addition of Wild Turtle, they've been put a lot more aggression on, and it's shown how much Reggie can just dive in there and separate a team up with a lot of his play. Really well done to those guys. And then the finals. For the battle for 3rd place was Vulcan versus Curse, because they both lost their semi-finals. And guess what? Curse lose again. Vulcan beat Curse. Yes, Curse are now number 4 They are the 4th best team in North America, from 1st in week 9 to 4th after the summer split, or the spring split. It's not great, guys. Seriously. What has happened to you, Curse? Pull your stuff together. And then, I don't want to say people were expecting this result in 1st place, because GGU performed so well recently, like, amazingly. They took down CLG, I believe, and Curse. They have been doing so well. But, yes, TSM coming for their rightful places first. You could have guessed this, because they finished first in the playoffs, so it's just like, yeah, you could have expected it. But yeah, these games between TSM and GGU were spectacular. Like, all the games, the score ended up 3-2. All the games were so one-sided. Like, one team would get a tiny little advantage, and then they'd push it all the way to a win. There were no brilliant comebacks, no close games. It was all one team will get an advantage, one team will win. And those were some seriously exciting games. And I think the way Reggie played really did lead TSM to win, especially with his Diana play. The way he literally dived in the back of their team and just separated them all. And that's how you play AP mid like Diana. And he did that so well. It's what led them to victory every time, in my opinion. Okay, on to the EU. Now, EU, predictable all the way through, in my opinion. Like, I'm just going to say that now. Very predictable. So the first few matches, EG beats Wolves. Wolves, brilliant team in my opinion. My favourite team from the EU, but EG is just a better team. And SK beat AAA. Against All Authority, it's AA. You were kind of expecting that. Against All Authority, a 6th place team, sorry. You're going to get beaten by a 4th place SK. And then the semi-finals, what can I say? The 1st and 2nd place beat 3rd and 4th place. Fnatic and Gambit beat EG and SK. What were you expecting? The thing about the EU split, like the way it works is, for teams anyway, in my opinion, it is Fnatic and Gambit are at a higher level than everyone else, and then it's everyone else, like the other 6 teams, way below them. Like Fnatic and Gambit, at least in the EU, are on a whole nother level compared to all of these teams. So no one was really surprised when they got into the finals. For 3rd place, EG v SK. Didn't actually get to watch these games. I'm quite disappointed because apparently they were really good games, and I was expecting it because EG and SK are very close teams. Like, they were going from 3rd to 4th, like switching positions before all the time, and they're both brilliant teams. They both have some brilliant types of play. I think, not that I actually watch these games, but I think they're one of the most interesting matchups this weekend. And then Fnatic beating Gambit gives them the 1st place again. Gambit so close to winning, but Fnatic just too good. Their experience in Season 1 winning, and Season 2 not doing as well, but you know, it's Fnatic. Coming up to 1st place again in Season 3, just that experience playing against Gambit, I think won them it, honestly. But yeah, EU, predictable in my opinion. And I have bad news. There is no LCS for a very long time. No more, and as far as I know, or as far as the community knows when I'm recording this, there is no LCS until the All-Star Games, which is May 24th to May 26th, where North American, Chinese, I want to say East Europe, like Russia, that kind of thing, I can't remember, and Korean teams will be playing off against each other. This is going to be amazing. You guys don't understand how psyched I am for these games. Not all of my favourite players got in, but the game's going to be brilliant because these teams are going to be the best of each of their region, and when they play off against each other, good things will happen. Okay, now because of the lack of LCS from now on, I'm going to try and cover the OGN Champion Spring as well as I can. But before I start covering this, I'd just like to tell everyone I do not speak Korean. It is extremely hard for me to interpret a lot of what is coming out, as this is a Korean league, or Asian league. I do not speak any Asian language, just speak a tiny little bit of Japanese, but that's it. And I don't understand anything that's going on. I am trying to cover this as best as I can. If there's anything wrong, just let me know, and I will edit it or whatever, but this is as best as I can, because, like most people, I don't speak any Asian languages. And that's bad, I know. But, very, very, very big things happening last week. SK Telecom, I like SK. I love SK. I love their EU team. I love their Korean, I believe Korean team. And I love their StarCraft teams. Yes, I follow quite a lot of StarCraft esports. I may be doing a show on it. You never know. Anyway, SK Telecom beat KT Rolster A, guaranteeing themselves a position in the playoffs. Now, OGN Championships, there's only this week, I believe, and next week, or a few weeks, left of the group stage. So, I'm a bit late to the party, but I'll take what I can get, because there's no more LCS. So, SK Telecom, guaranteeing a position in playoffs already with a few weeks to go. It's brilliant for them. It's definitely what they needed. Nanjing Shield versus AHQ Korea. Apparently very close games. Tied 1-1 in a best of 2. Close games, as far as I know. And then MVP Ozone versus Nanjing Sword. Different team from Nanjing Shield, as far as I know. 1-1 tie again. Another very close series. Apparently these matches were very, very, very interesting. Just because there was a lot of different clashes in the champions they picked. So if you can watch those somehow and you understand what they're talking about on the streams, by all means I'd recommend watching those games, because very, very interesting. And then LGIM versus Entus Frost. A 2-0 win for LGIM. Easy. LGIM are a very good team. I am the team, LG sponsoring them. Big team. They're doing extremely well for themselves now, so they needed that win, really. Well, not needed, but yeah, they could do with that win, in my opinion, to get through to the playoffs, because that's definitely where they'd like to be. And then MVP Blue beat CJ Etnas Frost to go to the playoffs. So, another team guaranteed to go to the playoffs. This is a lot of early teams, like, even with a few weeks to go, a lot of teams just playing well enough to guarantee themselves places in the playoffs. And as far as I know, this really doesn't happen that much. Apart from Curse in North America being so far ahead that only TSM could catch up to them by a miracle. This really doesn't happen that much in EU or North America. And then SK Telecom once again tying 1-1 with KT Rolster B. KT Rolster, another massive Korean team. Next week's games, again, if I don't get these 100% right, please, I apologise sincerely, because I don't speak Korean, so I can't read the website. MVP Blue versus KT Rolster A. I'm going to put my bet on MVP Blue. I'm just going to say that now. KT Rolster have taken a massive beating, especially this week. They have not been doing well. They are the punch bag of the league at the moment. And if they don't win this, then I don't believe they can go through to the playoffs. I'm not perfectly sure, but I don't believe they can go through to the playoffs. Nanjing Sword versus Ozone, and I'm not sure who could win this, personally. I didn't really watch a lot of this Korean league last week because it's a funky time zone for us here in England. But should be a good game. And then Shield versus Terminator. Yep, another good game. LGIM versus AHQ Korea. This is the game that I definitely would recommend everyone watching, because LGIM are a very, very, very strong team at the moment, and so is AHQ Korea. Who is going to win? I am not willing to put my money down on either. I'm going to say super close matches, guys. Watch it and you'll find out. And then CGA Etnas Frost versus KT Rolls to B. KT Rolls to B. You could take this. It would definitely be very nice for them. But Team Etnas Frost are looking very strong, especially this last week from what I've noted anyway. They are looking very strong. So those should be some good games next week. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. I hope you're able to catch all of the League of Legends games that I've talked about this week. And I hope you enjoyed all the ones last week and the results went your way. That's it here. I'll see you all next time. Bye.